What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, managing editor of Fightful.com, FightfulWrestling.com, and FightfulMMA.com, doing kind of a spur-of-the-moment alternate commentary podcast. I'm not calling him the legend, but it's the Nikita Krylov Fan that you all so often hear about on the Holy Smokes MMA podcast and our post shows. By the way, if you're watching this on Saturday, January 20th, I do have a UFC 220 wrap-up with Showdown Joe right after the show. But I'll not date myself because some of you will listen to these years down the road. We are going to watch the Royal Rumble 1995 match. I picked this because it's kind of one of the shorter Rumbles, and you said that you haven't watched it.
I literally have not watched it since I was a child. And besides knowing the 1 and 2 entrance and how it ends, I know nothing else in between.
Lucky you. It's real bad. I'll let you all go ahead and get where you need to go. It is on the Royal Rumble 1995 pay-per-view. We start at the second to last hash mark, or 1 hour, 57 minutes, 10 seconds. If you're watching it through other means, like maybe you have a DVD, it's as soon as Howard Finkel is about to speak. So in a couple moments, we will get started. We'll hit play on a cue, all that good stuff. Some of the bigger names, I'll go ahead and give you all some of the bigger names in this match. We have Lex Luger, Owen Hart, the British Bulldog, Shawn Michaels, and that's it. That's it. That's all we got. The Bushwhackers are in it, but the other ones they're kind of fun. I thought about doing a Raw 25 themed one, but I was like, that's a little too short. We can do this 1995 Royal Rumble. I think this is the shortest 30-man Royal Rumble they ever did, because this is when they were toying around with like the intervals and stuff like that, and you had like 60 seconds and 45 seconds and all this trash. This match only goes 38 minutes, 41 seconds. So, well, there are a couple of Iron Men, but we'll see how it goes. Again, 1 hour, 57 minutes, 10 seconds here. In about 30 seconds, we'll get it started. Do you remember anything else from this show?
I know there's the WWE title match that had about 6 restarts.
Here we go. It's Diesel and Bret Hart to a draw, 28-minute Kevin Nash match. May Lord have mercy on us all. Undertaker, IRS, Jeff Jarrett, Razor Ramon for the IC title. 1, 2, 3 Kid and Bob Holly defeated Bam Bam Bigelow and Tatanka. Do you think that, as a bit of a shout out to Bruce Prichard, that before this they said, well, do you have any ideas for your match tonight, Bob?
I'm sure Bob Holly.
Give me the belt! And of course, here's one. Buck Quartermain versus the Brooklyn Brawler in the dark match. Buck Quartermain would wrestle for TNA. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. I got to turn the volume down real low so WWE doesn't copyright me. 1 hour, 57 minutes, 10 seconds. Look at Howard Finkel with the legend-level skullet here.
You can tell someone that puts a lot of energy into their job and truly loves to keep the same look for as many years as he did.
He's a legend. So I miss this old Royal Rumble like set that they had here with the like 12 or 16 different screens. Pam Anderson doing the extra work, making the Rumble appearance too. This is when Pam Anderson was like a top celebrity in America. But like, I wonder if her presence really added anything. I mean, obviously, I covered this stuff for a job, but I was 9 here, so I wasn't exactly coherent when this was happening.
I would assume just the Main Street publicity is all they were really going for, since wrestling at the time was just in the gutter.
I loved the circle lights that they always had floating over the crowd too. I thought that was really cool. Man, look at that shirt that dude has on in the front row. What does that say?
Florida Sheriff?
Probably Florida can't drive.
Or Florida's going to lose to Kentucky.
Yeah. Hey. Cameraman getting all up in Pam Anderson's business like it's New Japan and Maria Kanellis.
This is also, I believe, a couple weeks where she got her infamous marriage to Tommy Lee.
Yeah, Tommy Lee was, I guess, raising hell about some of her appearances and stuff. So first off, we're going to have Shawn Michaels out to the Royal Rumble. Now, without spoiling everything, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows who wins this and stuff. Like, this is him right on the cusp of being a main eventer. Like, This is the year that it's solidified, even though it's not solidified this early on. By the end of the year, they are full steam ahead on Shawn Michaels. I remember the concussion angle that he went through and all that, and you could kind of see. That was the first time that, in my mind, I thought, man, they're giving a lot of screen time to this guy. It seems like he's going to win the Royal Rumble. TK. I was hoping it was NKF, which is Crop's nickname, Nikita Krylov Fan.
That's what TK stood for, since I honestly don't know.
TK O'Reilly. He's a Ring of Honor wrestler, of course. He broke his leg on the guardrail. Looking back, I'm like, man, questionable gear. Questionable gear. Shawn Michaels' gimmick was totally that he was a stripper. And when I was a kid, I didn't know it.
I didn't either.
I had no idea that his gimmick was a stripper. I should have known from the hat. Like, I mean, I didn't know anything about strippers when I was a kid, but I should have saw that hat and I've been like, yeah, that's a stripper.
The hat, the earrings, the different jackets.
The only thing he's missing is clear heels. Look at Pam Anderson. What the fuck is he thinking wearing that, she says.
And the simple fact that the outfits never changed from when he broke up with Marty until he came back, what, 10 years later?
Yeah, white knee pads with the red gear. Questionable decision as well. Interesting decision.
You mentioned you like that Royal Rumble outlook. I like that they kept the same aprons, the same banners, everything for 5, 6, 7 years.
I miss that logo. That Royal Rumble logo with like the jagged lettering and stuff like that. Look at British Bulldog here. He just doesn't look happy. Like, he's slapping 5, but he's like, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Doesn't look happy to be there. And he's got some of the weakest looking sparkler pyros I think I've
Man,
ever
their
seen.
pyro was garbage back then. I would go no pyro over that pyro. They used to have the grids. Oh, Shawn Michaels starts attacking. They used to have the grids they would hang from the ceiling, like, and they would light those up and they would be like sparklers.
And then also in the same period when they used to bring them down like right over the ring.
Yeah.
For, like lighting. Or
no, that's what I meant. Yeah, they would have them hanging up right behind them, and like Razor would do a pose and stuff. Well, if you've got a weak roster and you're needing 2 guys to anchor a Royal Rumble match for the duration, you could do a lot worse than these 2 guys.
Especially considering what you listed as earlier as being in the Rumble. There's only so many options you have.
Oh, yeah. That one of the reasons I also picked this Rumble is because it's going to be fun to look at some of these people. Shawn Michaels selling his ass off early for Bulldog, ties himself up in the ropes. This was, this is British Bulldog fresh off of a WCW run too. And I thought he had some really...
Was this his first appearance post-WCW?
I don't know. I would have to go back and look. I did no research for this. As opposed to the first alternate commentary I did tons of research. I didn't do any for this.
Number 30.
The entrant. Oh, it's one of the Harris brothers. I thought he was busy with Lucha this weekend. Shout outs to Shane Helms, friend of the website, working those Lucha tapings this weekend. Again, I try not to date ourselves, but shout out to Shane Helms.
Just seeing a Harris brother with hair is something else.
I'm like, you couldn't have just brought back the Berserker. Like, come on. I think they were buddies of The Undertaker, though.
I'm sure that'll go a long way for you.
Yeah, shout-outs to this Harris twin for hitting a pile driver in the middle of a Royal Rumble in 2008. That was horrifying. Just him hitting a pile driver onto a crash pad is horrifying.
Especially in a Royal Rumble. A pile driver is dangerous enough as is.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if British Bulldog wants to get old Eli Blue over the top rope, Eli Blue doesn't stand a chance. Duke the Dumpster Droese.
The legend.
The GHB God, according to rumors. According to rumors. He's like still pretty young. I feel like he's like younger than Chris Jericho.
He was he was early 20s?
He was in his mid-20s here. I think he was like 24, 25 with a gimmick that was never going to work. And I remember he like had like a miniature program with Triple H just a year later because he got number 30 in the 96 Rumble while Triple H got number 1, I believe.
Because they had a match to determine that Triple H got disqualified on I believe the free-for-all.
Mm-hmm. And they had Triple H feuding, and I get it. It's because he was the blue blood and all that. But they had him feud with a trash man and with a hog farmer and all that stuff.
Were these intervals
60 seconds? Yeah, that's why it was so short.
Almost feels like it's even less than that.
Well, it's good with this cast of characters. They probably took a look and said, son of a bitch. They threw Jim Cornette with Jimmy Del Rey here, like, here, let's make them think you mean something.
I almost for a split second thought it was Jim Cornette being coming on before I even saw Jimmy.
For those of you looking to catch up, we are at 2 hours, 4 minutes, and now 20 seconds. I just look at this and I'm like, oh my God.
This looks like one of those random battle royals you see on Raw for a chance at like a mid-card.
Like the Intercontinental title that like Owen or Marty Jannetty would win. Yeah.
By this point, one time Marty Jannetty had been hired and fired.
Well, Marty Jannetty being in this would have been a major improvement over Jimmy Del Rey and and Duke the Dumpster Droese.
Who else could sell like Shawn Michaels in one of these Royal Rumbles, especially as a heel?
Man, that's just one of those things, dude. Like, I think maybe he even looked at the field and said, I'm going to have to make up for this.
And tell Vince, you owe me one.
Who do we got now?
Is it Captain Lou?
All right, I can deal with this. I can deal with the Barbarian, who was like Sione or something back then.
Who else was with him?
I think it was Captain Lou Albano and one of the head shrink, or not one of the head shrinkers, Alpha Arsica.
It's always a wonder you think back. He was with the Powers of Pain with the Warlord. If they would have put him with Haku.
Well, yeah. I was just thinking that today. Like, I didn't appreciate the Faces of Fear when they were in WCW. There goes Jimmy Del Rey. Hit the bricks. His trunks matched the ring apron. Bad fashion decision, homeboy. So, yeah, like, I didn't appreciate the Faces of Fear back when they were around because I didn't know anything about them. And
just a silly gimmick.
Yeah, and it was headbutt, punch, kick, tongue, and death grip. So, like, I didn't really appreciate them that much because I was, even as a kid, I like guys who would do a little bit more. But look at Shawn Michaels. Oh, God. This is phenomenal, that guy. But nowadays, I look at it and I'm like, okay, Faces of Fear could have been really cool. What a good mid-level tag team.
Was it Dr. Tom?
Dr. Tom Prichard, also known as Zip. A year later, he would be in the tag title picture without Jimmy Del Rey with Chris Candido. Man, they put him with Sonny. Poor guy.
Do worse, I guess.
Well, at that point, you could. Dr. Tom Prichard, responsible for a lot of the guys who came up early in the Attitude Era. Well, I don't want to say responsible because like Edge and Christian were already really good workers and stuff. I thought Draws had a lot of potential. Mark Henry had a lot of potential. What a horrible
spinning back here.
Wow.
Eli Blues is trying to make up for it at this point.
Whew. And Doink the Clown. A marquee name in this one. This is where they should have swerved and it should have been Dink.
Too early for that time, I think.
You listen to a lot of old podcasts, you really find, and really, I watch back a lot of old Raws too from like '93. They were all in on Doink the Clown too.
The first episode of Raw, I think Doink was in 4 segments.
He was, yeah, he helped anchor that brand. And honestly, that may be a little bit of the reason why they weren't doing too hot back then. I mean, I think the character could work like as a sporadic type of thing, but man, they were going all in on him. And fortunately, they had Matt Bourne who could work, but.
Well, think of it this day. If you still hit Doink's music and if whoever played Doink came out, it still gets a pretty good pop.
Yeah, that'd probably get a pop. Yeah, you think you'll be on, well, again, dating ourselves. You think you'll be on Raw 25?
I honestly don't. I think he was last appearance, Raw 1000, if I'm not mistaken?
Maybe. Yeah, because he did the build-up with Heath Slater. Now, look, like, Savio Vega as Quang. Same thing. See, like, had these people played other characters, maybe it wouldn't suck so much.
You know, and then for house show wise, you only got to pay him once.
Because, like, so many of these guys, like, okay, Eli Blue, he had his best run in WCW like 4 years later when they were putting over the Harris brothers as like the big tag team. And obviously, Tom Prichard has seen better days than his Heavenly Body gimmick. Sione was better as the Barbarian, and Quang was better as Savio Vega. Man, Savio was good. Like Savio made me care about Steve Austin. They had this random match on Raw where they just got double count at it and they beat the shit out of each other. And it really, really made me see how much they wanted to win just a match that didn't mean anything.
I honestly thought Savio as a kid was going to be in like a much bigger star than he was.
Yeah, I did too.
They put him with or got hurt, I think, then came back with the Berwickwas, and
he was truly their utility player. He would fill in all the time. Rick Martel, who had an all-time great Royal Rumble appearance in one of the early days, he was a great heel as a kid. Like I saw him with the perfume and all that crap, and he was the model Rick Martel, and it was just really good. This, again, he's seen better days here, but they may have just been like, God damn, pal, anything we can get.
I just even there thinking when I was Shawn Michaels, and remember the wonderful feud they had about 3 years before that with Sherry Martel, right?
Yeah.
Where they couldn't punch each other in the face for her rules.
That was a good one. That was a good one. So, like, what? We've only had one guy eliminated so far?
Jimmy Del Rey.
Good choice to eliminate Jimmy Del Rey. Solid call to get him the F out of there. But yeah, back to Savio. Like, man, he would fill in all the time. Like, here we go. Owen Hart. Even he's like, I'm here to save this shit.
I almost feel like, in a way, like Shawn Michaels, and we're seeing Punk mention, like, all right, can went to every guy's, all right, when you come in,
oh
shit.
Brett, you son of a bitch. Bret Hart attacking Owen.
I honestly forgot about that.
I did too. Believe me, I watched this from my hashtag Rumble Retro series. Go check it out on Fightful.com, guys. Just type in hashtag Rumble Retro on Google and it'll pop up. But I had completely forgotten about this. I think it was my first time watching it.
Man, watching Bret Hart, though, he's laying these punches almost makes it just feel like 100% legit the way he was throwing.
Yeah. Back then, and you see the roster they're dealing with now, and to be fair, they didn't. You had some good people on this roster. You had, again, 1, 2, 3 Kid, Bam Bam Bigelow, Tatanka at the time was okay, Diesel, Undertaker, Jeff Jarrett, Razor. But when you see a feud like Bret and Owen going on right here, I'm like, okay, I see why they did that, because you're not working with a whole lot. I think you're working with about enough to have a decent card here and there, but oh, God, well done. Stephen Dunn, wasn't he one of the guys in the ring when Scott Hall invaded WCW?
Yes, he was.
Thought so. Duke just...
he took
Earl Hebner! Earl Hebner, that son of a bitch.
And then Dunn just took a flop, if you want to call it that.
Look at him wearing a thong singlet. What is wrong with you? Get out of here. British Bulldog's like, take your dumb ass out of here. Ooh. Rick Martel. Now they're getting rid of him. Prichard's out, too. Now, you can't just eliminate Barbarian like this. And I think Barbarian said, doesn't work for me, brother. Doink.
There you go. No, Doink held on. I actually thought it was it.
Smooth move, Doink. Brink.
Boom. What a kick.
Awesome. Savio had some really good kicks. Oh, Bushwhacker. Is this Luke or Butch? Oh, the Blue and Sione are out. And now it's just Michaels and British Bulldog. Oh, here he goes.
Oh.
I remember the Bushwhackers, they would pop in and out. Like, they weren't regulars, I don't think, at this point. Well, they certainly weren't in this Royal Rumble. But they came back for the tag tournament in 1996, too.
Did they ever have some kind of a longer run or Rumble a few seconds?
In the Rumble, no. They a lot of people said they didn't belong in the Hall of Fame. If you all saw their stuff as the Sheep Herders, they had some good stuff in the 80s before the gimmick deal that they did.
What, vicious hardcore heels?
Oh, my God, yeah, just violent. And I mean, it works. Too bad Abdullah the Butcher didn't throw on some camo and become a bushwhacker.
He always had one of the best vertical suplexes.
Yeah, I loved his vertical suplex. Now here I'm thinking, son of a bitch, we just got rid of one Harris. Now we got to deal with another. He just killed Shawn Michaels. Mother of God. Again, guys, we are at, where are we?
And there he goes.
Later, jabroni. 2 hours, 13 minutes, 28 seconds.
I'm gonna have to look this up to wonder if this was the Bulldogs' first post WCW appearance. I keep trying to think of late '94, and I honestly cannot think of anything. But
well, let's check as he struggles to eliminate Shawn Michaels. No, he came back at SummerSlam '94.
Okay.
We got the countdown rocking. Shawn Michaels hanging upside down. Punching. He just punched the British Bulldog in the penis. WrestleMania main eventer, King Kong Bundy. Looks like a thumb just walking into the ring. King Kong Bundy. And I guess for the time he would fit, you could say WrestleMania main eventer, King Kong Bundy.
Why are they showing they're showing Owen Hart getting eliminated since we never saw that.
By British Bulldog. Wow. Ill-advised to get rid of him so quick. And Bundy's trying to give Bulldog a wedgie. Like, he's got Bulldog's gear so far up his ass.
And Shawn's trying to eliminate Bundy.
He's like, let me return the favor.
Now he's just laying on him.
Let me return the favor, pal.
And Bundy just knows, as I said that.
Which would you rather have? King Kong Bundy's baldness or Shawn Michaels' mullet at this point?
The mullet for 1995.
Yeah, because at least you could cut the mullet into whatever you wanted.
We got Mabel or Mo?
Mabel and it's Mo. Later, Mo.
Mo's gone.
He took a great bump to the outside.
I almost had to look that up for quick.
Mo sucked. I wonder how happy he was he didn't have to dye his beard blonde anymore.
That looked like a confused spot. Shawn just jumped in between the two big
Bulldog
guys.
ripping Bundy's $20 gear off. Oh my God, we just watched Bundy try to run. That was funny. Bulldog trying to pick up Bundy. Man, Bundy is a shit worker here. Like, I get it. You can't do a lot in these Royal Rumbles, and they tell you, at least where I've learned and the ones I've done, try not to bump until there are just a few people in there, which that's all there is. But my God, by today's standards, this guy wouldn't make it out of the Performance Center.
He wouldn't make it to the Performance
Center. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, you never know. ZZ made it to the Performance Center. And he walked right back. It was Oscar with him. So, oh my God, King Mabel. If you believe Diesel, a few months after this, he saved King Mabel's job because they wanted to fire him after he sat on Diesel and crushed his chest, and he was like, well, don't fire him.
After repeatedly being told not to do it before, he did it anyway. Mabel had one of the best spinning heel kicks, I think, and most believable. He had a nice one. Size.
Yeah. He had a nice one. You don't see a lot of guys this size anymore, like doing anything like. You don't see a Yokozuna. You don't see a guy who can work like that and is that size.
I almost think it's almost frowned upon in this day and age, most likely. Unless you're just naturally
I mean,
big.
you have Falaba in Impact Wrestling and the Monster Factory, and he's all right. But
you almost, I mean, not that I compare my body size with what, Tyrus?
Yeah, he's lost a bunch of weight though. He's a lot bigger too. Like he's a tall dude. But even then, he's like in his 40s. Like he's way up there. Oh, another bushwhacker. See how long you last, buddy.
King Kong is gone.
Yeah, get back in the ditch where you belong, Bundy.
I believe this one is Butch.
Yeah, Butch is getting some offense in on HBK, but that ain't gonna last long. Eye rake.
And out he goes.
See you in catering, pal.
I almost wish for like a rib they would have had one of them win the gimmick battle royal at WrestleMania 17.
My God. Who did? Iron Sheik? Because he couldn't bump?
Iron Sheik.
I would love to see another one of those.
That'd be so much. I don't know who they put in.
Everybody who's in this Royal Rumble right now, that's who would be in it.
Bring up the Harris twins, even though they're bald now, and put wigs on them.
They're property of Air Lucha. Clever of British Bulldog to punch at the hand of Shawn Michaels. Also hilarious that Lex Luger, Butch was still walking back through the curtain. He was so slow when Luger came out. Come on, Luger. Toss Mabel out.
God, looking at Lex Luger and not. Oh,
there we go.
Damn,
effortless. Effortless.
Looking at Luger the way they always booked guys in like the mid to late 90s, you just think he just immediately would be the champion.
I gotta say, his clothesline, his running forward was his go-to move. He looks like he takes care of people while doing it, while still making it look cool. Like he barely bats people with it, and then he goes up above. But I mean, these three and Owen, the only four that I thought had any chance. And I mean, Luger had won the Rumble the year before this.
Yeah, it's co-winner.
I wonder if today, like if you had Vince McMahon today, if he would have given up on Luger. Especially, keep in mind, like, you've got a Roman Reigns in recent years. He's got a lot better of a roster.
I don't want to interrupt you, but the legend Mantar.
Yeah, Mantar. I can't imagine he lasts too long here.
Well, back to what you were saying in regards to Roman Reigns, it's going to be hard to tell. I almost think you'd be one of those hard press that's going to run with it because being stubborn.
I mean, back then you had Michaels and you had Razor and Bulldog and stuff, but today you got a lot more to fall back on. You got AJ Styles, you have Braun Strowman, you have Rollins, Ambrose, and all these guys. You have a ton more to work with. I mean, you got Mantar screwing up a hip toss spot in a Royal Rumble. Man, this guy sucks.
That was one of the slowest developing elbow drops I think I've ever seen. I almost was convinced he was going to trip. Just hearing that story of Scott Hall just slapping him in the face just makes me wish there was a video of that.
Look at that terrible selling. Aldo Montoya, pound for pound, worst hair I've ever seen. He would go on to be just incredible.
I'd be lying if I said as an 7-8-year-old kid seeing him, I didn't genuinely like him.
I did. I liked him too. And he seemed like an underdog. And I think if you put a mask on anybody, I was going to like him.
Especially in those days. There's more than likely they were going to be a baby face for the most part. I
really liked Aldo Montoya, Just Incredible's Pro Wrestling 101 series he did on YouTube. He had a lot of really good stuff there. When we started Fightful, he was one of the people I was going to reach out to. I was going to have him do that segment on Fightful, but somebody said, he's not in the best condition. You probably wouldn't want it. And we saw what happened where he got some help, or he's getting help from DDP. So hopefully he regains to form, or he returns to form, because I think that would be cool.
DDP at this point, you just need some kind of whatever wrestling's version of the Nobel Peace Prize is.
Yeah, he does.
All these people, he's going out of his way to help.
Who's up next? Henry Godwin? He was a big son of a bitch, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. A lot bigger than I honestly remembered him.
He came back, or tried to come back, in like 05, 06 or something, because he's buddies with Triple H. And it didn't work out.
I can only imagine what they'd have had him do in 2000.
It was in developmental.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he came back and was in developmental for a little while. Let me take a look.
Hard to enter number 22 with him.
Yeah.
This thing really is flying by.
Yeah, he got signed. He did a few trial matches in 06. And he was originally Ray Gordy's tag team partner, and then it was switched over to Luke Gallows, who played Festus. And then he got released in May 07. Then sued WWE last year. Man, he got shot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, his son got shot in 03, and I accidentally died. That's horrible.
Was this Bart, or no, it was Billy?
Billy. Look at him sliding all the way across that
Billy
ring.
Gunn, I was getting ready to make a comment about this. The only person I've ever seen that I feel like they can really slide from one ring to the outside of the other.
Yeah, and at this point, if I had to go with a number 5 pick after those 4 names I mentioned earlier, Billy Gunn. Even then, I would have been like, maybe Billy Gunn. I don't know. You're asking me to do a top 5.
He's also competing with the best mullet in the ring with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, his mullet's pretty solid, dude. Think those are work boots or shoot boots?
I would be on the side of work boots.
Gotta be.
Have to be.
Wait. Work boots.
Exactly.
Working boots. There you go. Man, I tried to wrestle in sneakers, and I'm afraid of rolling my ankles and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how people do it in low tops. That's scary. But you wrestled in actual cowboy boots. My God, I don't know how.
While we're on the topic about the boots, are the
Bart Gun?
Do you think those jeans are working jeans, or the?
Oh, back then, those are they're probably the ones that have some give, but I think those are shoot jeans right there.
And I presume you think the overalls, those are shoot.
Oh,
overalls.
Yeah, you can't work those. I know Ambrose wears working jeans like he does. And pant technology has significantly improved since 1995.
On a different note, why has Mantar been in this Royal Rumble now?
He shouldn't be in here.
How long he's been in it?
Have you seen Bart Gunn recently?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so I tried to track him down in 2016. As we're filming this, it's 2018. I tried to track him down 2 years ago for the Brawl for All piece, because obviously, why not? And I got a hold of his wife briefly, who is like a fitness instructor. And then I saw him in pictures with her. and he is roughly the size of a mobile home. Roughly, yeah.
Might be on the smaller side.
Yeah. Who is this? Is that Backlund?
I don't think it's Who is it?
It is Backlund.
I don't know why they would have the camera so far away from them.
He's old, damn it. He was 43 when the whole old guy gimmick was going on. There are like Matt Hardy's 43 now.
Is AJ Styles 43 or 42?
He's 40. But I mean, that's so weird to think. Again. Bret Hart, what are you doing, mate? What are you thinking? Somebody's got to get control of Bret. Frustrated isn't the goddamn word for it, apparently. Bret, bro.
I feel like the continuity because they had their title blow off a couple months prior to that.
Yeah.
And then Bob Backlund still costing him the championship.
Is that Jerry Jarrett out there wearing the checkered jacket? Like, come on, man. It confuses the cameras back then. You got to know better. Fashion faux pas. This is Well and Done. Timothy Well, I think. Or no, I don't think it wasn't Dunn. It was Steve Dahl, wasn't it? That was in the ring. Not Stephen Dunn. It was Stephen Dahl. Are they the same guy? Who gives a shit?
Who was he?
Okay, no. This is Stephen Dunn. The other one was Timothy Well. Okay, this was the guy in the ring.
Okay, yeah, we're good now.
My God.
Those singlets are just awful.
Yeah.
And Mantar is still a proverbial.
So like they had to find pink compression shorts and stuff and like find like thong. Like what are those? Like women used to wear the bikini with the thong, like the one-piece thong. They had to find those, like what, but XXXL or something, and then customize them.
So Bob Backlund, I guess, is he ever actually enter the Rumble?
Now, I did a Redemption Royal Rumble piece where I like put all the people who hadn't been eliminated from the Royal Rumble but were taken out. He wasn't in it. So I think he gets into this match. Is that Dick Murdoch?
Dick Murdoch.
Son of a bitch. He looks terrible right
he
here.
Does. Looks like he's trying to get a payday.
You know what? Like I've said, Mantar is in this thing. So Dick Murdoch, welcome to the party, pal. Just come on, get your licks in, buddy, because you're not worse than Mantar or Timothy Well or whoever the hell that guy is in the 80s
Backlund did
women's aerobic. Oh, Backlund did make it in and got immediately eliminated by Luger. See, they didn't do – he lasted so short in there that we didn't even know that he was out. Much less, we just thought Bret was attacking him to be a dick. Kevin Dunn,
and then they even showed when he got in the ring. It's the same thing with Owen Hart.
Kevin Dunn, get your shit in, buddy.
I almost think it had to be intentional. Two dudes, Bret Hart's attack.
God, we would see so many camera zooms today. Look at Dick Murdoch's thumb square up Mantar's ass.
Atom bomb.
He looks like Ellis from Die Hard.
I was just thinking the same
all
thing.
The steroids, like
and a foot taller. He just needs a Coke.
Yeah. And some Coke. I mean, Ellis did Coke. Look at he's just looking for somebody to mess up, and there's nobody.
He has no idea who to hit. I don't
They're
know.
Like, no thanks. Dude, I loved him as Wrath.
Like the Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, I liked him as Wrath as a kid. I even liked that stupid convoluted pump handle power slam he did.
Him and Mortis and Glacier, I thought I had something for the time, especially because Mortal Kombat was so hot in the country.
Well, WCW thought they did too. It just didn't end up connecting. And they brought in Ernest the Cat Miller for it and stuff. But, man, Wrath.
Even when he was with Brian Adams for Chronic in 99, 2000.
I thought Chronic was good too. I thought Chronic was a lot of fun.
You got Rikishi?
Rikishi as Fatu.
Man, how many people are in that ring right now? 12?
There's a lot. There are a lot.
Mantar is still there.
We only got one more guy coming in.
Oh, wow.
So that should show you the way this is.
Is Mantar finally going to go?
Look at Luger's bouncing him. Luger's bouncing him. Hey, it worked. It worked. Luger, you crafty SOB.
This is the momentum of the ropes.
My God.
I wish there was just a GIF of that, because that was fantastic.
That was excellent. we are at 229 now.
And here comes the entry number 30, and I have no idea.
Oh, I know who it is. Chronic.
Oh, the Hawaii. Oh, he's not Hawaii.
No. Just... Maybe the most badass version of. There were a couple badass versions of Crush.
Well, this mullet's hard to top. That's a mullet theme in this Rumble. There's the Billy Gunn and Bart fighting each other. And, well, damn, and Crush just throws
Crush, man. What was their deal with Crush? They gave him chance after chance after chance.
Was it? I think Bruce Prichard said on his podcast that Vince McMahon just really, really liked him.
Oh, Aldo eliminated a guy.
Dick Murdoch is now the one guy left that's surprisingly still in.
Man, couple of legends going at it. Future ECW legend Aldo Montoya. Look at that hair just poking up through there.
And then 2 years later, he's completely bald and wearing jorts.
Oh man. We got a chronic battle here. That's a lot of beef over there in that corner. Henry Godwin, Crush, and Adam Bomb. It's a shame they didn't work out better in WCW, or WWE. I don't know what happened because they were super over in WCW from what I remember. And
talking about Chronic, right?
Yeah, and being over at that point in WCW is something special.
I was excited when they came over finally for the invasion thing. I don't know why it took them until I think September of that year instead of when it first really started. But
I felt like they were WWE or WCW's APA, kind of.
I can see that.
Like they would just beat the hell out of people, choke slam them, and there were all the weed references and stuff. So.
And all their matches were super short.
Yeah. You got a lot of long-time WWE guys in here, guys that would be long-time WWE guys. Like, I mean, Just Incredible was around a decade later in the ECW. Rikishi. Look at Rikishi dodging Shawn Michaels' punches. It was fantastic.
Where else Shawn's out on the ground? I thought I was trying to keep him getting eliminated again. But damn, Hog Farmer just walloped.
Oh, yeah. We are at 231-17, my friends.
This is definitely still what they would call the era of the big man. Obviously, compared to what you would see nowadays.
Yeah.
Guys are tall and at least probably 300 pounds or close to it.
I will say a lot of these strikes are very convincing. Like Henry Godwin can throw a nice working punch. Crush too. Crush can too.
I was wondering this time what they were doing with Crush's deal with the half face paint and the.
Well, it was obviously an ode to Demolition, the face paint, I think, but
he went from the Demolition to they didn't call him the Flying Hawaiian.
Kona Crush is what they called him.
Yeah.
And I look at him here and I'm like, man, he does look like the kind of guy that Vince would just be like, yeah, let's run with him. Like he's like medium-sized Diesel at this point, he looks like.
And then he had to get in trouble, unfortunately, later.
God, yeah, and they came back and he had the braids and the face tattoo and all that stuff.
And the heart punch for a finish.
And they were stupid ass in the movie. But they were straight up like, this man just did time for drugs. And I was like, what? As a kid?
Is Dick Murdoch trying to do the Coco Beware Junkyard Dog headbutts to Rikishi?
Yeah, I love people who reverse sell headbutts on Samoans.
I wish they still did that, and they don't.
Luger just did. Luger did. A wise man right there. He just took the worst bump ever.
Adam Bomb.
Oh, Crush eliminated his future buddy.
Future tag team partner, tag team champion.
He's about to get maybe chucked. I don't know. I can't remember who the last four were. I feel like Crush maybe makes it.
I hope Dick Murdoch is, just for comedy's sake.
That'd be funny. I mean, if I'm surveying the land right now, I would say Luger, Bulldog, Michaels, and Crush.
It's hard to argue anything with your options are obviously very limited of what's currently in the ring.
Fatu for his time. Very good. Later.
Although.
Oh, Dick Murdoch going into business for himself. Trying to do the Lex Luger bouncy thing.
Lex Luger said, nah.
He said, stop stealing my shit. He's like, Luger's like, all I got is a forearm, a torture rack, and bouncing people.
He didn't even have the torture rack then.
Like, let me have it. Yeah, I don't think he used it back then.
Speaking of the torture rack, is that the most protected finish in the history of
wrestling? God, there goes Fatu. Yeah, I think there's the torture rack. End of days. Nobody has ever kicked out of that I remember. 5-star frog splash. I only remember 1 or 2 people kicking out of that. But the torture rack, I remember like Hogan would get up there and he'd be like, done. My hip, bro.
Dick Murdoch with a
good
drop kick.
For me, it was how quickly people tapped out to the torture rack because it was immediate.
There was no struggle.
Yeah.
Because you can't get to the ropes unless Luger walks you to the rope.
Yeah.
I'm almost surprised no one's rehashed that as a finish.
Dick Murdoch's a hefty son of a bitch to be able to shit. What an elimination. Look at Godwin. Godwin, you resilient bastard, you.
I honestly thought that was a double elimination spot.
That was very good all around. Like, from Dick Murdoch doing the airplane spin, hitting Shawn Michaels. The Shawn Michaels sell was good. The tumble over the ropes with him is good. Henry Godwin being able to hold on was great.
So now we got a final 5.
The Allied Powers. That's what their team name was. I guess Henry Godwin was like an evil hog farmer at this point. Like,
was Phineas even a part of the company?
No. He came along, I think, early '96 for the tag tournament. Because when I believe it was the Smoking Guns got hurt, they ran a WWF tag team tournament that had a lot of people in it. Let me look who was in it.
It looks like a lot of confusion almost in the ring. All the guys kind of standing around wondering.
Yeah, the 96 tag tournament had the Body Donnas. That's where they introduced Zip. The Bushwhackers, they had Razor Ramon and Savio Vega. 1-2-3 Kid and Tatanka as the $1 Million Corporation. Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith. The Godwins, where they introduced Phineas.
And there goes.
And later, Hog Farmer. The New Rockers, where they introduced Al Snow as Leif Cassidy. And here's one, Hakushi and Barry Horowitz.
Hakushi
where the hell is Hakushi in this?
was he in early '95? Was he there?
Yeah, he's not. For some reason, I was
thinking
equating us with '96.
Right there, that In Your House feud with Bret Hart.
'96 is one that I want to do eventually because, my God, that's when I got back into wrestling. Like, I was prohibited from watching wrestling. So I didn't get to watch a lot of it back in the day.
I went through spurts with my parents not letting me watch, not letting me watch. Specifically when they saw Rey Mysterio get thrown into a trailer from Kevin Nash. I was not allowed to watch. I distinctly remember that. And I had to put the TV on mute and
I'm pretty sure my mom thought the reason that I had that my ADHD was not ADHD. It was he's watching pro wrestling. That's why he's hyper. I mean, how could I not get excited watching Henry Godwin and Aldo Montoya duke it out? Like, for the love of God, she was probably right. And as I mentioned, it's Luger, Crush.
I feel like Luger's about to go with this spot.
Stupid. Just what a doofus.
And, well, as for my lips to God's ears, there we go.
I did a podcast about Royal Rumble psychology, and that's one of the things I mentioned. Like, stop being stupid unless your gimmick is that you're stupid. And I guess Luger's gimmick was never that he was the brightest bulb in the socket, so to speak. But
I wonder how Shawn's going to turn on Crush here. It's inevitable at this point. He's trying to team up with him, like, help me.
He's like, hey, you kicked my ass for years as a part of Demolition. Let's just do this.
Or unless Bulldog goes Super Bulldog.
I mean, almost all these guys have been around since the 80s. I think Crush came in 90, 91.
It's somewhere around. I think Crush might be like 89 even.
I think it was 90 when he came in, but I could be wrong. Let me check.
Bulldog has sold that double clothesline.
Yeah,
June
1990.
Okay.
And then he came back in 92.
Oh, actually, Crush turned on Shawn.
And then he came back in 93. And then he came back in 96. And then he came back in 2001.
And here goes Crush with the Bulldog.
Yeah, I'd say Crush has got to be up there. Oh, he's out. Crush has got to be up there for #1 most firings and hirings. Also, his gear for the time was probably pretty cool because that silver purple combo was like happening. I would see it all over like NBA graphics and stuff.
You think before this, they smart and Pam Anderson was like saying, "Hey, so and so's going to win." Or I think they're trying to give her a genuine reaction.
She probably doesn't give a shit and forgot what they said by the time she was walking out. What a kick! That was a Randy Orton punt right there to the face.
I almost want to think that.
Oh, this is great. Shawn Michaels just selling it.
And
taking the Luger bouncy spot there. Calling it in the ring. Calling it. Oh!
That credit to the both of them because it almost looked like it was just going to land way over.
Oh, yeah.
And Shawn's still calling it.
Shawn Michaels still calling spots. The clothesline over the top. He's hanging on, though. British Bulldog. If he's in 2K, you got to put his awareness stats down. You got to put it at about 65. You can't do that.
At this point, you think the crowd, being the crowd,
and
paying attention to Michael.
That takes the awareness down to 60. Sorry, Bulldog. You can't do that because Shawn Michaels is going to come eliminate you. Great finish, a smart finish. I think the length of that Royal Rumble made it not nearly as bad. If that was 90-second intervals,
it would be unbearable.
And you're talking, there were only maybe 6-7 people that didn't suck in this Royal Rumble.
And one of them lasted 5 seconds, Owen Hart. And
Bob Backlund, too. I'm like, my God, you had Owen Hart and Bob Backlund, and they lasted like a cumulative 60 seconds? Like, come on now. How long did Owen last? It wasn't long.
We never saw him getting in the...
Owen lasted 3 seconds.
So he has to be tied along with what?
No, Santino had 2. Warlord had 2, and Santino was like 1.9 or something. But you look through these names. Michaels, good. Bulldog, good. Doink, okay.
Was this
sometimes
Matt Bourne at the time?
I'll find out. Rick Martel, he was a shell of his former self. Owen Hart, good, but he lasted 3 seconds. King Kong Bundy, what good is he at this point?
He's just a name.
Just a name. Luger, okay, sure. Aldo Montoya, he was there to carry a little bit of it. Like he was there to be a body for a while, and he could work, so he was good. But Billy and Bart Gunn were 2 of the better names in there.
If you would tell me Mantar lasted almost 10 minutes in this Rumble before we watched it, I would
Embarrassing. So obviously the 2 Iron Men are Michaels and Bulldog. Luger's next. Henry O. Godwin is 4th at 14 minutes. Here's one for number 6. Eli Blue at 10 minutes. Aldo Montoya made it over 10 minutes. What a lame cast. And Shawn Michaels in here posing with Pam Anderson, and she's like, oh, please. Oh, please. She does not look impressed.
She just kind of looks like, I'm wondering when I'm getting my check.
Yeah. Is this check going to clear? Oh, no, he's dancing with her. He's dancing with her. She is not having any of that. She look at her prance out of the ring.
She's trying to keep a smile on her face, but she's just like,
I'm where is Twitter? I got to hashtag me too this shit, because that was not consensual right there. I almost
wonder if that's what Tommy Lee's reaction would have been to that.
Whew. Royal Rumble 1995. I will have this up on the iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, all that good stuff. Guys, tune into our other ones over on FightfulPods.com. We have Royal Rumble 2005, I think, coming up soon, or you can just go into our archives and check it out. We have the Elimination Chamber from 2003. We have the Extreme Elimination Chamber coming up 1996. Myself and Anna will be doing things for WrestleMania, including the Hardcore Battle Royal at WrestleMania 2000. We're going to tie that in with the next year's Hardcore title match. Kane, Raven, I think Big Show, was it?
Yes.
Kane, Raven, and Big Show. And then we've got Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior coming up soon, too. So keep supporting these. We'll keep doing them. Leave us a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, we are out.